Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sneha and today's video is about a very serious topic for international students. So recently there have been protests by international students. So I'm going to tell you about this more in detail. Before that, I would really like to request you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also follow me on my Instagram. And now without further ado, let's get started. So what actually happened is I didn't know about this prior to this weekend, but I got to know it this weekend. So this Saturday, which was 12th of September 2020, international students here in Canada went for a protest in order to increase their time period for the post graduation work permit, because due to COVID a lot of people have lost their jobs and they want this period to be extended so that they do not have a lot of pressure to do a 12 or 24 month job in order to get to the PR stage of it. Now a lot of people have a 3-year post graduation work permit. Now they went for protesting in order to get that extended, because let's say if somebody found a job after a year and then they found a job and because of COVID they lost the job, so they don't know when they're gonna get a job next, and if they have the eligibility criteria to be in a job for at least 12 to 20 12 or 24 or 12 to 24 months, then they lose their eligibility and they'll have to exit the country, because their work permit will be over before they can file for their PR. So this is the concern that the students are raising currently in Toronto itself, which is kind of a serious matter. Being an international student myself, I understand what they are going through, and they have the pressure of getting a job in order to, get PR before their work permit expires. Now, there were two demonstrations this weekend. One was on Saturday and one was on Sunday. Today is Monday. I really wanted to make this video after the demonstrations have ended, and I really wanted to know what all came after that. So the first demonstration was in front of the office of the Deputy Prime Minister, which is on 334 Bloor Street West. The second demonstration was in a mall in Mississauga on Sunday. It was in the Westwood Square Mall in Mississauga. So the changes that the migrant students or the international students here in Canada are asking for, they have a few things in their mind, and I'm going to tell you what all they are. So I'm just going to read it out for you first, and then I'm going to explain you what it is about. The first thing is make postgraduate work permits renewable, so former students can complete requirements for permanent residency, which is PR, in the COVID-19 job market. Remove time limits and industry restrictions on work. Now, what happens is that if you have a work permit, you cannot get it renewed until unless an employer itself asks you to sponsor you, and then you get a closed work permit. That means you can only work for one employer after your work permit is expired and an employer sponsors you. So in that case, you can only work for that employer itself, and if you're not working for that employer, you have to go back to your home country. So they want these restrictions to be waived off. They want the time limits to be waived off. They do not want restricted time limits on the post-graduation work permits, because right now the job market is very, very bad and people are not getting jobs. So in that case, they want the time limit to be removed as well. Also, they want these industry requirements to be waived off. So what are industry requirements? So in order to get a permanent residency or to be eligible for permanent residency, you need to have certain industry specific jobs. So there are a few levels of jobs, so O, A, B, C. You need to have O, A or B level skill level of jobs in order to qualify for permanent residency. So they want this to be waived off, as well as specific industries have specific skill level for jobs, and they want this to be waived off. The second demand is lower points requirements for PR, that is the CRS score. Count work that is part-time in school in any occupation, including the gaps towards PR, and ensure full and permanent immigration status for all migrants. Now they really want the scores to go down, so that if people do not have the eligibility criteria met, if the CRS score is low, the chances of them applying and getting into the cutoff gets higher. Also, the migrant students want the part-time work to be counted for the eligibility in PR, and also counting the jobs with gaps in them for the eligibility. And they want to ensure permanent and full immigration status for the migrants. The next demand is lower tuition and ensure full services, ensure migrant students pay domestic tuition, full access to all services including healthcare, housing, job, scholarships, pandemic emergency benefits, and in-school support, immediate access to social insurance numbers. So we as international students pay 3 times the amount a domestic student pays, and I think that that is basically the amount which runs the education sector here, because there are a lot of international students and we pay 3 times the fees of a domestic, a PR person who is here. So they want lower tuition fees, which is understandable. Also, they want the migrant students to pay the domestic prices. They want full access to services such as healthcare, housing, jobs, scholarships. So what happens is, if you lose a job, in most of the cases, if you're a student, you already have your health from the school itself because you've paid for it. Once you're out of the school, you can get your health insurance from your employer. If not from the employer, you can get it from the government itself, but you need to have 6 months of 6 months of job, and they should write a letter for you that this person is going to stay at this job for at least 6 months or longer, and then you can apply for your health insurance from the government, which is called OHIP. So you can apply for that, but they're asking for healthcare, which is understandable again, because if you don't have a job and you don't have the government insurance, you definitely want healthcare. You would be without healthcare in between this pandemic. Emergency benefits, so there are CERB and CESB going on, which is the COVID emergency relief and COVID emergency student benefit. So these benefits are going on for the people who have lost their jobs and do not have a job, for students and for workers as well. And the demonstration also demands to unite families by allowing families to travel, ensure work permits for family members. So because of the pandemic, a lot of people have not met their families, and they are in different continents of the world, so they want the families to be united, the students who are here alone or somewhere, and they want the families to come here to be with them, and also they want the families to have a work permit while they're here. So guys, this is all what happened in Toronto this weekend, and this is the protest. This was what going on in the protest. This is what the demonstration was for. So if you have any ideas, any concerns, comments, suggestions, please leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want my take on all of these demands, I would definitely love to make another video. Just leave what do you think? Do you want me to make another video about my take on these demands? Leave them in the comment section, and if you like this video, then please do not forget to like it and also subscribe my channel, and I'll see you guys next time with my next video. Bye.